Q&A day and I'm late and I wanted to jump on. Today is not going to be a Q&A. We're going to give everyone just a second to join in and then I'm going to talk for a little bit. We got Facebook Live over here and Periscope people over here. I'm sorry that I'm late. I got out of the shower and I needed to meditate. Hey Lindsay. Hey Facebook people. Good morning. Bobby Joe. I love that name. I think if I could rename myself, it'd be Bobby Joe. Gotta do what I gotta do. Yeah, I needed a shower. I needed to wash my hair. I hadn't washed it in like a week. It was horrible. And I needed to meditate. I needed to meditate. Yes, take care of myself. Good morning, April. I'm doing good. How are you? Oh, all the hearts. Okay, so I don't even know what month it is. This is how messy my life is right now. September is literally the craziest month. This year, actually, 2016 has been insane. In April, I signed a book deal with Victory Belt and I set a deadline. Oh, thanks for saying I look nice. I literally just had a shower. Like, there is no getting ready for this. Signed in April, set a deadline. The deadline changed. I've been frantically trying to finish the book. All good things. This year has been insanely amazing. Our community is growing like crazy. My business is growing like crazy. Like, it's all good things. But I'm only one person. And my lesson this year, major lesson this year, has been, Leanne, you suck at creating boundaries. Like, I suck at creating boundaries. When somebody asks something of me, like why I started these Q&As, it's because I was receiving so many questions that I felt I needed to. And why I started a podcast, I felt I needed to. And I just keep pushing and pushing and not setting boundaries to like what actually one human being can do while also taking care of herself. And so I've realized recently that I can't do everything if I want to do certain things. So my cookbook that's coming out April 11th, 2017, super exciting. The front matter is done. I'm just about done the recipes. I have all the meal plans and things to do, which is a lot of work. And I have to hand it in December. And I'm also, at the exact same time, writing a keto holiday book. And that's really exciting too. The keto holiday book will be available to online sometime in November, beginning of November. And it's gonna be a whole keto meal, 3 different meals that you can prepare with appetizers, sides, starters, main dishes, and desserts, all keto, so you can choose, and it has shopping lists. It's really exciting. And I do have help for this. I have, how many people? 11 people on my team now, so I'm also managing them and trying to do that. It's just too much. It's too much. And I'm having a hard time taking care of myself. I haven't been going to yoga. I haven't been walking. I haven't been eating normal meals. Like, I kind of just get Kevin in there. Yeah, he's managing his own business. He owns his own business. So we're both pushing our limits. So there's lots of changes. First one is I'm not going to be doing these Q&As anymore. I love them. I love connecting with you guys every week. I can't. It's too early in the morning. I have to set up my lights. I have to set up sound, because when I do things, I want to make sure that they are the best quality, the best everything, and I can't do it anymore. I'm working on a program for next year where people that have that program will get weekly Q&As, but it'll be a little bit of a different structure and different timing, so it'll be a little bit easier. So the Q&As are going to go away effective now. And the second thing is that, and very exciting, is that Amber and I are no longer doing a podcast together. And why I say that this is exciting is because we've decided to divide and conquer. So she's going to be running the No Sugarcoating podcast on her own feed. And the podcast that is now is going to be turning into the Keto Diet Podcast. So if you're subscribed to the podcast, all you got to do is stay put, because on October 2nd, the current podcast is going to turn into the Keto Diet Podcast. So if you're subscribed to the No Sugarcoating Podcast, you don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to do anything. You're going to get new episodes from me, just me. There are a bunch of reasons for this. One, my main reason was that I'm a keto enthusiast. And a lot of the times we weren't talking about keto, and I feel like I know that if the podcasts were named the Keto Diet, I can catch more people that way and talk more about not just the food aspect of keto, but all of the aspects of keto. Self-care, self-love, body image, being kind to your friends, how to develop good relationships, how to get over disordered eating tendencies. So there's a lot of stuff happening here. So the No Sugarcoating Podcast will transform overnight into the Keto Diet Podcast, and I'll be coming up with new interviews and a lot of fresh new content from other leading thought leaders in the space to talk about keto and the various aspects of keto that go so far beyond food. So that's the second thing. I mentioned the Keto Diet Cookbook. So that's coming out with Victory Bell April 11th, 2017. I've been hustling to finish this thing. It's on for pre-order now. You can head on over to ketodietbook.com to check out the book. I created that sales page with Kevin. It's a labor of love. It's still not totally done yet, but people can at least see everything. There's one image missing, and I haven't had the time to create it. So you can go to ketodietbook.com to get information about my upcoming paperback. And, oh, you pre-ordered already, Bethany. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's up for pre-order. It's going to be the cheapest cost that you will be able to get it. Once the book goes live, it'll get a lot more expensive. It's an epic book, guys. I wrote the manuscript, the front copy, feverishly for months and months and months. And then I looked at it the other day because I haven't looked at it. And dude, I wrote that book, there's 90,000 words in it. And it's not at all like Fat Fueled or the Keto Beginning, because it talks a lot about food preparation, why we choose certain protein powders, why we choose certain cooking oils, what cooking oils for what type of thing, how to make fat bombs without following a recipe, how to make meals without following a recipe. So it's a lot to do with how to practically eat high fat for life. So, and then the last thing that's super exciting is that I'm writing a Keto Holidays book, which I mentioned before. So the Keto Holiday book will be available around November, beginning of November. It's a digital book. It's going to have 20 plus recipes, and it starts with appetizers, goes to sides and starters and main meals where you create the meat, and then desserts. So for a Keto Holiday book, it'll just be available on healthfulpursuit.com. It'll come with the plans, the shopping list, everything. So you just pick a little menu and roll with it. Awesome. There's some questions coming in about the pre-ordering. So pre-ordering for the Keto Diet Cookbook is ketodietbook.com. So you can head on over there, ketodietbook.com. And there's a bunch of different options for pre-ordering. There's Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, Indigo, and I'm missing one. I can't remember. Yes, Amazon is definitely on there. ketodietbook.com for my upcoming paperback. So what this will look like going forward, no Q&As, but I still come up with videos every week on YouTube. You don't need to worry about that. Still very much a thing. And Sundays will be the podcast. If you guys have recommendations on what kind of guests you want on the show, you can email info@ketodietpodcast.com. Yes. And if you guys have questions, I'd love to answer them. The audio today isn't as beautiful as usual. But if you have questions about any of these changes, that's why I wanted to jump on. I just needed to meditate. And it makes me very sad to have to cut things, even when I have a team like I do. But even if I have a team, my team, like, I wish I could just clone myself and then that person could do a lot of video stuff. But a lot of the stuff that I do requires that I am actually involved and that I'm actually doing the stuff. So if you have recommendations on guests, you can send them to info@ketodietpodcast.com. The new book, the Keto Diet book, will be paleo style. It'll be dairy free. Every single recipe that I created for that book, I pushed the limits on how many diet restrictions could eat that recipe. So I took into consideration FODMAPs, nightshades, nuts, eggs, vegans, vegetarians. Everything is dairy free. So yes, it'll be AIP friendly. I didn't speak specifically about seeds, but I created a bunch of spice mixes. There's lots of keto Indian recipes, because as some of you know, I did live in India for a while, so there's a little bit sprinkled in there because I can't help it. And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, the spice mixtures are used throughout, and a lot of them are FODMAP and nightshade free. And yeah, I tried to think of everything. Same with the Keto Holiday book. There is menus for people that don't eat meat. There are menus for people that don't eat meat, and desserts that don't have eggs. So I really, really, really tried to think of everything. And the podcast is going to be so great. The podcast is going to be so great. So if you're already subscribed to the podcast, you don't need to do anything. October 2nd will be the first one where it's just me solo, and I'm going to be talking more about the podcast, sort of like an intro. And I got to choose new intro music, so I'm really excited. And Amber will be off doing her own thing, so she'll still be rocking it in a different way. So that's all I have to share with you guys today. A lot of exciting changes, a lot of new things, and I'm really excited to continue to grow with all of you. And in the coming year, so at the end of 2017, I'll be creating a new way for you guys to connect with me that goes beyond my private Facebook group, so that we can have Q&A style things like this, but it'll be a little bit different. So the best way to connect with me to answer your questions, there was a translation question. Yeah, feel free to type that in and I'll make sure I answer your question. But the best way to ask questions of me about health and keto and things is to go on my Facebook, my private Facebook group, that's available to everyone who has my keto digital products. So if you have one of my keto digital products, I manage that Facebook page. Make sure that I respond to as many of you as possible, and that's usually the best way. Have you thought about getting your books translated? Yeah, I've been asked that question quite a lot. It just requires quite a lot of work from me to make sure that it's all working. So it's definitely on the list of things to do for next year. I have a list of things that I need to do once the book goes live and once the book tour is over. So that is on the list. The name of the private Facebook group is Whole Food Based Ketosis. Whole Food Based Ketosis, I think. And it's a private Facebook group. You can't find it. You need to be invited to it. And in order to be invited to it, you have to have one of my programs. So Tammy, if you already have one of my programs and you're not part of the Facebook group, you can send an email to healthfulpursuit.com/contact, and Katie will help you with that. Somebody's asking about a book tour. Yeah, this book includes a book tour. So the Keto Diet Cookbook is going to be out April 11th, and then I'll be on a book tour sometime around that time. I will be doing all of the US, like I think 20 dates in the US, and then I'm going to be paying for I think it's my responsibility to do Canada myself. So Canada, I'll be doing Calgary, obviously, maybe Edmonton, Vancouver, maybe Victoria, I'm not sure yet, Toronto, and Montreal. There'll be a bunch of places in Florida, East Coast, West Coast. You guys will know so much more in the new year. I'm not going to be talking too much about the Keto Diet book because it's a long pre-order. So basically it's this video and maybe a couple other sprinkles of things, but you'll hear way, way more about the new paperback cookbook in January. And if you want to email me about the Facebook group, it's healthfulpursuit.com/contact. And Katie will help you with that. If you already have a program and you're not in the Facebook group, all of my books are grain-free. You don't need to worry about grains. Everything is dairy-free. Everything is grain-free. A lot of it is nut-free and seed-free and nightshade-free and FODMAP and egg-free. So there's lots of things in there for everyone. Yeah. Any other questions about things that are happening? Anything else? I'm not going to be answering any health questions today. I just wanted to get in here and give you guys an update on what's going on so that you're not left in the dark. Probably should have put in my sound so you guys can hear me okay and it's not too echoey, but nah. Yes, I'm going to take care of me. I have my list of all the things that make me feel good and I need to do that because if I continue pushing the way that I'm pushing, I won't have a Leanne. Like I'll relapse and I'll be a total hot mess. And that's not good for anyone. So when things start to get really, really tight and I notice that I'm not feeling optimal and I'm having a hard time with things, I need to put myself first because if I don't, there won't be a business because the business is me. We must have a Leanne. I kind of like having a Leanne too. It's kind of important. So I'm going to be doing walks in the morning again, meditating in the morning before my walks, and yoga every day because I know that those things make me feel good, and taking time to feed myself without just eating like an epic bar at my desk with pickles. Yeah, so there we go. Big day. Very exciting. The podcast is going to be awesome. The Keto Holidays book is going to be fabulous. The recipes are delicious. The Keto Diet book paperback in the new year is going to be great. The book tour is going to be great. There's lots of things happening. You're not going to miss me, I promise. I'll still be on YouTube every week. I'll still be coming out with blog posts every Wednesday. So Sundays and Wednesdays are our days. Yeah, so thanks so much for joining in on these Q&As. I've had a blast. They'll be going away now, but they'll be in a different form once I come up with my new program in late 2017. And boom, done. Awesome. If you guys have questions, head on over to the private Facebook group. If you guys want to get in touch with me and my team, you can go to healthfulpursuit.com/contact. And if you have ideas for the podcast, you can email info@ketodietpodcast.com. And we will start with the podcast awesomeness October 2nd. As everyone's saying, peace out. Yeah. Bye, guys.